Hello everyone. I want to show you how to go about laying out this perfect circle that we're going to make for our color wheel. So the first thing that you'll need to do is you will need to cut out two 6-inch by 9-inch pieces of Bristol board. And what I like to do is tape them down so that they're nice and secure. And then from the top, you need to measure down 2 inches and make some little dots or little lines, and then measure up from the bottom 3.5 inches. So that's 1 inch, 2 inch, 3.5, and again make little lines on both sides. I like to have two so that I can square up. And then I'm going to take my right triangle and I'm going to line it up with my perfectly straight vertical edge, and I'm going to draw myself two very faint lines using my hard 2H pencil. So I'm going to do that on both sides, both the top and the bottom, and I'm going to draw a line across. And as you can see, I've pre-done this. And then I'm going to measure over from the sides 1 1/4 inch, remembering to start where the line starts. So that's 1 inch and 1/4. And again, I'm going to make two lines. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, 1 1/4 or 1.25 inches. And I'm going to make some other dots. And then again, I'm going to use my straight edge and my perfect right triangle, and I'm going to draw two vertical lines very, very faintly, following those marks that I just made, like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure the center of that circle. So remember, this is 6 inches wide all total. So what is half of 6? It's 3. So I'm going to put a dot at the 3 inch. And then what's half of 9? Remember, it's 9 inches high, tall. So, not half of 9. But again, it's going to be 3 3/4 inches down, or half of the circle. So half of 3.5, so there's 1, 2, 3.5. Half of that is 1.75. So there's that dot. So I have the centers, and then once again, I'm going to make a straight line bisecting that perfect circle using the straight edges of my pre-cut paper. I'm going to draw a straight line through and beyond. I'm going to do the same thing with the horizontal line at the halfway mark so that I know where that perfect center is. Okay, you're all set there. Then I'm going to take the acute angle of my 30, 60, 90 triangle, and I'm going to lay it on that first vertical line. And as you can see, I'm overlapping this line I've drawn underneath by a bit so that my point will come right to the center point I've drawn. Then I'm going to continue on. I'm going to go from that line, and I'm going to continue on, and I'm going to go straight through and make sure that I've hit that point. So I've done that all the way around. I'm going to continue on, and I'm going to line it up here just so that you can see. And it's good not to have a chipped end of your right triangle there. And I'm continuing beyond this line. And then I'm going to do my last one here, and I'm going to continue that on up. And what you're going to have is a circle that's cut, or a pizza pie that's cut into 12 slices. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to number around, starting with 1 at the top, and like a clock, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you've got that down. Make sure that this center line is done out of black marker at this point and that it's nice and dry. Because what I'm now going to do is I'm going to come in and I'm going to completely erase the center that I worked so hard on just now. So I'm cleaning that all up. I'm making sure that there are no marks, so that what I then am going to come in and do is I'm going to draw a special connection so that I have a solid line from 1 to 5, a solid line from 5 to 9, and a solid line back to 1. So I'm going to draw that really carefully right now, and then I'm going to go back and redo all of this with my black marker. But I want to do it with my pencil first just in case I make any mistakes. So I'm going to put that on, and then I'm going to do what's called a hatched line, and I'm going to go from 11 to 3. This is a little crooked for my camera. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is called a hatched line. And then I'm going to go from 3 down to 7. It's a little difficult to do because my camera vise is right here. So, and then I'm going to go, oh! I did that wrong. I did that wrong. That's why I do it in pencil. Should have gone to 7. So I'm going down from 3 to 7. No wonder. Seemed weird. And then I'm going to go from 7 back to 11, where I started. So that you can see what I have here is what's called a Star of David pattern, if you haven't ever heard that. And what it ultimately looks like is this. So this solid line here represents my primary colors, blue, yellow, and red. My secondary or hatched line represents the mixture of these two, called the secondary colors. 3, 7, and 11, or green, orange, and purple. So then when I go to cutting out my handy dandy squares that I've made here, I will just cut them out of my template and I will glue each square. Where did I put my squares? I will glue my primary squares where the solid lines are. I can't find my other one. There it is. So my yellow's at the top just by my own personal choice. Then I've got the red here, and then I'm going to put the blue one over here. So the mixture, the secondary orange will be here, and then the tertiary yellow-orange will be here, and the tertiary red-orange will be this on this line too. Okay, any questions? Let me know. Bye.